should have $1 million in the bank.
I'm barely eating. I'm barely getting by right now.
So why is he living homeless?
I didn't ask for this.
The reason he's broke could happen to anyone, even you.
Tonight at 11 on First Coast News.
Man's story sounds at first like a rags to riches tale. After a court awarded him more than $1 million, but 3 years later, he hasn't seen a penny of it, not one single penny. So our Julia Janae met with Spencer Crowder, whose current status contradicts the fact that he's a millionaire on paper.
I'm living in a house with no lights, no water, no food, no money.
Spencer Crowder says he expected things to be different by now.
And before this happened, I had everything.
Living in a makeshift home, he says, belongs to his mother, who is now in a nursing home. Now he's essentially a squatter.
I'm barely getting by.
He keeps together his bills and some important documents. This one he used to think was worth the most.
$1,267,447.40.
That's the amount a court ordered he be paid.
What was your first thought when that jury award came back?
My days of suffering was over.
His story started here, the Island Oasis Grill and Chill.
I had just walked in the door.
A night at the club turned into a brutal fight with security guards.
All I know is that we were trying to break up a fight and I got injured badly. It happened so fast and they just overdid it. They hit me in the head. And all I remember when I came to, I had 2 broken legs, a broken shoulder, and a head injury.
Hospitalized at St. Luke's for a week, he says his livelihood as a builder was over.
It's all been taken away like that. Can't work, barely eating, can't afford the bills.
In 2013, he sued the bar for having poorly trained security guards. The company's owner never responded and never showed up in court.
I guess he's saying that bumped me, he's not gonna pay me, you know, and how can you feel that way when I went inside your facility and I walked out like this?
At trial, a jury handed down the $1 million verdict, but the business never paid.
Unfortunately, it can happen that you go through all of the channels, go through litigation, get a judgment, and you cannot collect on it.
Attorney and law professor Natasha Hines didn't handle Crowder's case, but she says there's a word for companies like Island Oasis.
Judgment proof.
Places with no insurance and no liquid assets, and there's no easy way to tell before you walk in.
If there's no insurance, it is possible that we would try this case, get a judgment, and not be able to collect on it.
Crowder's criminal record has some marks, which didn't come up at trial. But Hines says the jury decision of 7 figures says a lot.
It really tells me that there's probably no question about the validity of Mr. Crowder's injuries and damages.
Crowder's medical bills are still outstanding.
And they just keep coming.
And his big win for now looks lost in the loophole.
Go through what I go through, but I know it's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, the club's business closed in 2014, and the club's owner, I reached out to him, and he declined to be interviewed for this story, but he says he's aware of the lawsuit, but doesn't want to say anything about the case or why he hasn't paid Mr. Crowder or why he didn't have insurance on his property. Now, we have a case file that we put together that maps out Crowder's 5-year legal battle. It's available right now on our website at firstcoastnews.com.
Julia Janae, thank you for that story. Very interesting.